APNvideo.com is on the air. Today we're coming to you from beautiful Salt River Fields in Scottsdale. It's the Portland Sea Dawgs playing host to the BTOP Ballers. And this is the 2025 MSBL World Series, 40-plus Mountain Division. I'm Jeff Lowry for the call of the game. Josh Nichols is the head coach of BTOP Ballers. They come in with a record of 1-0 while taking on the team from Portland. They're undefeated. They are coming in this game 2-0. First pitch coming up next on APN. And back here from Salt River Fields in Scottsdale, the winter home of the Colorado Rockies and the Arizona Diamondbacks. We're just moments away from the game's first pitch. So BTOP Ballers will get it going. Andy will start things off, and the first pitch of this game is a called strike, and it's underway. Andy Gangloff will lead it off from Buffalo, New York. Pulled a hamstring in last year's tournament and was out prematurely. So Andy will start it off, and then Kevin Rudnicki will be the second place hitter in the lineup, and then Dennis Grass. We are having some trouble with this tripod. Bear with us. The next couple batters, this might get a little rough. We apologize for the inconvenience. 2 strikes on Andy as he leads things off here. Got some good talent up here at the top of the order. And here's the 2-strike pitch. Well, he grounded out to third, and there's one down in the inning. And Roger, the cameraman here, is we've got the underside of the head of this tripod. Something has come loose, so again, our apologies. Another Buffalo, New York native, Kevin Rudnicki, is digging in. 3-time MSBL World Series, 3rd time, I should say. He wears number 7 out of his unnatural infatuation for Mickey Mantle. And also shares his birthday, as this one is hit to right field and a foul ball. Said he met him when he was 9 years old back in 1988. Here's a high fly ball out in the left field, playable for Mickey Martin, and there's 1 down, or 2 down here in the inning. And Dennis Grass, Buffalo, New York native, his wife and 2 daughters go to every game with him, whether it's in the local or traveling across the country. All right, so we got a pop out and a 3-up, 3-down inning. Good job by the Portland Sea Dawgs. And we go to the home half of inning number 1 in the 40 and over Mountain Division. As you get a look at the manager, Josh Nichols, who's getting the start at first base here today. These pretty sharp baller uniforms. Josh is from Edmond, Oklahoma. And you get a look at Mickey Martin, who will get things started here in the bottom half of the first inning. Well, the Ballers come in here with a 2-0 record. They had a big day yesterday. This is a 9 a.m. start time. They beat Los Viejas 19-0 and a 1-run victory over the San Antonio Titans. Martin, a very good athlete. He can play a lot of positions. He can pitch and can do a lot of good things for his team. And probably the most important attribute for Martin is the fact that he runs very well. So a 1-2-3 inning for the Sea Dawgs on defense. Carl Cox is the starting pitcher here today, and he hits the first batter that he faces. And now you've got to contend with the outstanding speed of Mickey Martin over there. Brian Ferrelli is the manager of the Portland Sea Dawgs, who come in here with a 2-0 record. They play the SinCal Nuts in their next game. The Ballers coming in 21-9, final score against the Indians Classic. And here's a line drive hit out into left center field, and that ball's going to drop in for a hit. So the Sea Dawgs have the first two batters aboard here in the bottom half of inning number 1. So Cooley is aboard, and here's Velgen, third place hitter, and he takes a strike. So Carl Cox on the mound out of Poto, Oklahoma. Proudly delivered the U.S. mail for many years now. I'm talking to Josh Nichols. He said, the mail is not all that he delivers. Last year he pitched 2 full 9-inning games, drawing the win against the SinCal Nuts and the Utah Yeti. Well, we got another guy on base, and they're loaded. So a hit batsman, a single, and a walk. Bases are loaded, and here's Memmert. Hard-hitting cleanup hitter for the 2-0 Portland Sea Dawgs. We're scoreless here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Jeff Lowry with you, APM Video Sports. Right now, it's all about damage control for Carl Cox. And I think this was a good idea, just maybe kind of reevaluating and just have a little moment here for Cox as he goes behind the pitcher's mound. And as he climbs back up on the rubber, he is ready to deliver to their hard-hitting cleanup hitter. And that's swung on and lifted back and out of play. Could use a strikeout here. They'll give up the run if they can turn a double play. In fact, you give up a run in this situation to get an out. And with the bases loaded and nobody out, and the count 3-1, you want to minimize the damage right here and right now. The pitch. And that's high ball 4, and he's forced in a run. Well, not a very good start here for the BTOP Ballers. Martin will score easily on the walk. RBI for Memmert. And here's Luque. And now the catcher out there to talk to his pitcher and try to settle him down a little bit. And now the ball gets away from the catcher, and the second run is going to score. So Portland off to a really good start. 1 ball and no strikes on Luque. And he takes a strike, and it's 1-1. Beautiful morning for baseball. Temperature mid-70s. Not a cloud in the sky. We had a lot of rain in the NABA tournament that precedes the MSBL, but we're supposed to have some really nice sunny days here for the MSBL tournament. 2 balls and 1 strike as Carl Cox missed up high. So Luque up there, and a big RBI opportunity right here, right now for the Portland Sea Dawgs. And he skies one. That's a major league pop-up. Here's Andy coming on, and Gangloff makes the catch. But the run will score. It's a sacrifice fly, and it is now 3-0 in favor of Portland here in the bottom of the first inning. That is the first out of the inning. Cox has thrown a lot of pitches. I mean, he's probably in the mid-20s at this point, maybe low to mid-20s in terms of pitches thrown. So now 45 at the plate. He swings and lifts one foul down the left field line out of play. 3-0 Portland here in the bottom half of the first inning. So a tough inning for the starting pitcher, Carl Cox. Ground ball short, and it's going to trickle out into center field. That'll be an error on the shortstop, and now runners are on the corners. So the inning continues. First and third, only one out, and here's Hernandez. Strike one called to Hernandez. First time up. He is the 7th hitter to bat in this bottom half of the first inning for the Sea Dawgs. Cox would love an inning double play right here. And this one is lifted into shallow left field. Bivens going out and makes a nice catch. And there's 2 down. So a pop up to the shortstop in shallow left field. And that'll bring up number 19. And again, if I don't announce the hitter's name on the Portland side, it's because I just did the best with what I was given. So we'll just call them by their number. That's all we can do. And a nice pitch right there. That was a big curveball by Cox, who had an outstanding tournament in 2024, but he's off to a shaky start here at Salt River Fields. Nice job by John Kenny, Rochester, New York, backstop here for BTOP. And the breaking pitch called third strike, and the side is retired. The Portland gets the job done, and they score 3. And we go to the top of the second inning from Salt River Fields in Scottsdale, 3-0 Portland. All right, coming up is the manager and executive president of the team, Josh Nichols. His 3rd season managing the BTOP Ballers from Edmond, Oklahoma. Trying to maybe get back some of those 3 runs that the team gave up. Second inning of work for number 10. Josh suffers from narcolism, but claims that he has never fallen asleep at the plate. He sends one out into left field, and this ball will be caught. So a nice running catch for out number 1, and 4 up and 4 down for the Sea Dawgs starting pitcher. Benito Ozuna, starting left fielder out of Moore, Oklahoma. First time in Phoenix. And he lifts one out of play. He is wearing 31 because on the day his daughter was born, the pitch to Ozuna. Swung on and a drive into right field, and that ball's going to be caught. So there's 2 down. Armand Moeller will be the next hitter. He takes the first pitch, a called strike. Wearing number 81 here today. And he lifts one in the air and on the infield, and the second baseman is there. He's got it, and the side is retired. So after an inning and a half of baseball from the MSBL World Series, second inning of work for Carl Cox. 3-0 is the score here as the Portland Sea Dawgs bat for the second time. Cox taking his final warm-ups with John Keeney out of Rochester, New York. John, maybe one of the biggest things about his life and career, that he had perfect attendance back in 6th grade. That's amazing. And he's doing the catching here today. So number 5 is up first. And this is Martinez. And a ground ball foul, third base side. 3-0 Portland, batting here in the bottom half of the second inning. And Martinez to lead things off, and then I think it's Whitlock, maybe. Very hard to read the writing. A ball and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitter. And that one is fouled off at the plate, and that count will hold at 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's a fly ball, back of second, and it's going to drop in for a hit. Well, a good effort out there at second base, but could not come up with it, and it's a leadoff single for the Sea Dawgs, who already lead it by a score of 3-0. Okay. Okay, here's number 2 at the plate. Martinez takes his lead at first base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. That one is out of play. Sea Dawgs would love to pick up right where they left off in the top or the bottom of the first inning when they put 3 on the board. And they picked him off. How about that? Good tag over there at first base by Josh Nichols. The breaking pitch is in there. A couple of strikes on, I believe this is the last hitter in the starting lineup, the number 10 hitter in the lineup here for the Sea Dawgs. And that is strike 3 called. That was kind of a borderline pitch, and that's the second punch out of the day for Cox. We go back to the top of the order, and Mickey Martin. Martin was hit by a pitch, and he scored the game's first run. Two out, nobody on. This one is fouled back and out of play. Carl Cox in his second inning of work, and he delivers. It's too high. 1 ball and 1 strike on Martin. BTOP Ballers in the field in the red uniform, white pants. 1 win, no losses, down 3-0 here in the home half of inning number 2. And it is strike 2 called on Martin. Cooley is on deck for Portland. And here's a smash down the line, and that ball was caught by Josh Nichols. Well, he made a couple of big-time plays in that second inning, and we head to the third. Portland still leads it 3-0. You're watching APN Sports. A line drive catch at first base. So an inning-ending play by Josh Nichols at first place, a web gem, and we go to the top of the third inning. BTOP coming up for the third time, trailing 3-0. Russell Moriali out of Buffalo, New York. He left the tournament early last year to go trick-or-treating. He gets sick when driving over hills and voted most likely to get thrown out by an umpire for arguing balls and strikes. So he'll lead things off here. The Ballers looking for their first hit of the ball game. He'll be followed by Reggie Root and Curtis Winkle. BTOP Ballers batting here, looking for their first hit of the ball game. This is the third inning of work for number 10 for the Portland Sea Dawgs. A chopping ball over the pitcher's mound. Here's the shortstop. He's up, he throws, and got him. Nice defensive play. I think that's Martin out there at shortstop. And so with one down, here's Reggie Root out of Rochester, New York. Huge Reds fan. Also plays in a metal band. Reggie getting the start in right field. I think he was part of those terrorists that tried to steal a Waymo. They tried to get 70 people into a Waymo, one of those self-driving cars here in Phoenix. I hit all the news stations. I think he might have been part of that. And he just drew a walk. Oh, it's strike 3 called. Well, one of the things that we have seen just through the first couple of days of this tournament as Curtis Winkle hits one out into center field, and that's going to be a base hit. That drops in. That's the first hit of the ball game for the Ballers. So the Norman, Oklahoma native finds his way aboard, and now the catcher, John Keeney. 2-out runner at first. Now the strikeout, the called third strike on Reggie Root, and we've noticed this through the first couple of days of the tournament that when hitters do that, where they flip the bat, assuming it's ball 4 with 2 strikes on them, they are getting rung up every time. The umpires absolutely hate it. So, take it for what it is. If it's a borderline pitch, don't flip your bat. Because these guys don't like it very often. And to be honest with you, I don't think they like it at the major league level either. I think if you just wait a second, and then if you don't hear him say strike 3, then take your base. Runner goes, and it was closer than I thought, but he's going to be in with a stolen base. And boy, it would be nice for the Ballers to get a run here with Keeney at the plate, their catcher. We mentioned that one of his career highlights, he had a perfect attendance in 6th grade, which really impressed Josh Nichols and the BTOP Ballers management because they knew he'd never miss a game. He grounds one foul. Number 10 has done a nice job on the mound so far. He retired the first 8 hitters that he faced. Then Curtis Winkle threw a little lawn dart out there in right center field. I think that foul ball off the bat of Keeney possibly got a piece of him, and they just give him a chance to kind of recover. He's got 2 strikes on him. A potential first run at second base in Curtis Winkle. And that's grounded foul. All right, ready with the next offering. And he goes opposite field, and that's a foul ball. I think he broke his bat. So we got another meeting of the minds out there on the pitcher's mound. So John Keeney, Keeney, will dig back in. Had to get some more lumber. 2 strikes on him. Coming to you from Salt River Fields. We're in Scottsdale, the winter home of the Rockies and Diamondbacks. And that is going to be ball 4, and the runner will take third on a stolen base. Courtesy runner. Is going to be 40. Looks like is that Reggie 44? So first and third occupied, and now Adam Bivens, the shortstop. So Curtis Winkle, a 2-out single, extended the inning for Keeney, who walked. Winkle has stolen second and third. He's at third base with the courtesy runner over there at first. And now the pitcher steps off the rubber. He wanted to regroup a bit. Runner goes and grounded to shortstop. He was covering the bag, and now the throw is not in time, and the run will score. That'll go for an infield hit and an RBI for Adam Bivens. Too much speed going down the line. And now runners are at first and second, still 2 out. But the Ballers are on the board here in the top of the third inning and now trail it 3-1. Now the final hitter in the lineup is Ron Andante. So Bivens with an infield hit out of Edmond, Oklahoma. And Dante taking all the way out of San Miguel, California, president of his local league, the Central Coast MSBL. He's a junk ball pitcher. And that is going to be strike 2 called. That pitch was outside, clearly. Ron is still bitter about getting ejected 2 years ago in this tournament. The tying run is at first base. So they finally are broken through against the Portland starting pitcher and right-hander. Top of the third, a run is in. Tying run at first. And now the pitch. And a line drive foul. So 2 strikes on the hitter. The check of the runner. Here's the pitch to the plate. There goes the runner on the 3-2, and that is ball 4. Now you notice that Andante waited about a second before he flicked his bat. So another walk. And the Portland starting pitcher now facing Andy for the second time. Gangloff grounded to third and now grounds one to shortstop. And they'll get the short hop or the quick throw to second, and that'll retire the side. Well, they leave them loaded, but at the end of 2.5 innings of play, it's a new ball game. BTOP Ballers now trail by 2. All right, back here at Salt River Fields, Jeff Lowry alongside Roger Bemis. Roger, how is the tripod head working for you? A little better now? Cooley will start it off 2, 3, and 4. Velgen and Memert. This is an interesting view. Line drive out into right center field, and that ball will drop in for a base hit. So a leadoff single for the Portland Sea Dawgs here in the bottom half of inning number 3. Next batter up is going to be their third place hitter, number 33, Velgen. He walked and scored in the 3-run first inning, and that's when Portland got all the runs. Here's a smash up the middle, and back-to-back base hits to start the home half of the third inning. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, number 37. He walked in the game's first run. He was up there with the bases loaded and nobody out. Now he's up there with bases, runners at first and second. And nobody out here in the bottom half of the third inning. Portland has gotten off to a very good start, not only in this tournament, but in this game, up 3-1. Here's a fly ball, and he's got it. And that is a big first out here in the home half of the third inning. That'll bring up Luquette. Or Luke, L-O-U-K-U-E. Or Luque, not sure the pronunciation. This is the third inning of work for the starting pitcher, Carl Cox. Cox out of Poto, Oklahoma. Infield playing this left-handed hitter to pull, and you can see why. High drive down the line, and that one is a fair ball, and it's up against the wall. 2 runs are going to score, and it's an RBI extra base hit, a triple for Luque, and it's now 5-1. So Portland gets those 2 runs back on a long triple to deep right field. He almost hit the ball out of the ballpark. That'll bring up number 45. And he swings and lifts one back of shortstop, and it's going to fall in for a hit. The run will score, Martin, the courtesy runner, and it's an RBI single. And it's 6-1 in favor of the Portland Sea Dawgs here in the home half of the third. Well, I'll tell you right now, I mean, this Sea Dawgs team might be one of the teams that might be contending to make it to the finals. They've outscored their opponents through the first 2 and, well, nearly a third of a game here as this ball is hammered by Hernandez. And the fly ball out in the deep left, and Ozuna's got it. So there's 2 down. And next up is number 19. Two out, runner at first base. 3 runs have scored. They've scored 3 times, Portland now batting. 3 times in the first, 3 more here in the third. And they lead at 6-1. That's outside a ball. It's in there for a called strike. This is the third inning for Carl Cox, the starting pitcher. Pitch. A big wave and a miss. He was a strikeout victim. I don't know if this is Brian or not. I've got Brian down for number 23 on the starting lineup. I have no 19. I don't think it looks like him. Of course, I haven't seen him in a couple of years. And now the runner will move to second on the pass ball, or the wild pitch. So a runner at second, 2 out, bottom half of the third inning. And that was high, ball 4. So that is the third walk issued by starting pitcher Carl Cox. With 2 down, first and second occupied. And here's Martinez, who had a base hit, his first and only time up. Six hits in total now for the Portland Sea Dawgs. Of the 6 runs, it looks like they're all earned right now. So it's been a tough outing for Carl Cox, who gave this team a couple of really good outings last year in the World Series. Trying to stop the bleeding here after 3 runs have scored in the home half of the third. And that is taken upstairs. That was usually an MSBL umpire strike. And Cox did not get the call. Bivens holding the runner close at second base. He needs an out to get out of this inning. He just painted that one, dotted it right on the outside part of the plate. Might have been off the plate a little bit, but you're going to get that call 9 out of 10 times in the MSBL World Series. So Carl Cox against Martinez. 2 on, 2 out. That one's fouled straight back to the screen. This has been a very long inning. Cox approaching 80 pitches, and we're not even in the 4th inning. Well, the crowd wanted a balk, but did not get it. 2 strikes on Martinez. Portland batting here in the bottom of the 3rd, and he fouls off another one. Yeah, right around 80 pitches for Carl Cox right now. Had a 30-pitch inning in the 1st and pushing 30 pitches here. In the air, into center field. It's going to drop in for a hit. Another run is going to come around. Runners will go 1st and 3rd, and it's an RBI hit. And Martinez for the Sea Dogs is 2 for 2. Now the final hitter in the lineup is number 2. He was a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning, and now he just got hit by the pitch. That is the second batter that Carl Cox has hit in this ball game. And we go back to the top of the order, and they have batted. Everybody has batted. If Martin can find his way on base, we'll say that they batted around. Carl was trying to add a few miles per hour to that last pitch, and he missed high. So 4 runs have come across. 7-1 is the score. And here's a ball hit out into left center field, and that's a gapper. That is going to be a run-producing double. And the beat continues here for the Portland Sea Dawgs. That'll bring up Cooley. He has singled twice, and we have batted around. And here's a smash out in the left field. And here comes Martin. 2 more runs are going to score. So back-to-back 2-run hits, and Cooley is aboard. And now the batter is the 3rd-place hitter, Velgen. And he's going to take second base. So that'll be just trying to give Carl Cox a little bit of a breather, the manager out there, Josh Nichols. Well, maybe just to give Cox a little breather as he goes up against number 33 here. A big inning here, as this one is skied out into left center field, and Andy will make the catch. But 8 runs come across. We head to the top of the 4th inning, and it's all Portland. They lead 11-1 This is the 2025 MSBL World Series. All right, we go to the top of the fourth inning, and the Sea Dawgs have given their starting pitcher, the right-hander, a very comfortable lead as Kevin Rudnicki will start things off. We mentioned that he wears number 7 because of Mickey Mantle. He skies one out to center field, and this ball will be caught, and that's the first out. So one pitch, one out, and Dennis Grass. And he's going after the first pitch. Ground ball down to third. The throw to first, and that is going to pull the first baseman off the bag, and that'll go for an infield hit. That'll bring up Josh Nichols. He flied to left field his first and only time up, and he takes ball one. Top of the fourth inning here from the winter home of the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. We talked about Nichols' narcolepsy, and he does claim that he has never fallen asleep at the plate or in a baseball game, and he says also he has never fallen asleep at the dinner table. As he bats here in the top of the fourth inning, Ballers come in with a 1-0 record, defeating the Indians Classic team 21-9. I don't think he liked the call. Their next game is against Los Viejos, who Brian Ferrelli's team beat 19-0. You look at the Sea Dawgs, what they've done through their first 3 games, they have outscored their opponents 35-5. They've got to be one of the strong contenders for the 40 and over Mountain Division Championship. As Nichols batting with a runner at first and one out. The runner was going, and he swings and fouls it back and out of play. Well, so many times, I mean, as a hitter, you can tell either the signs, by the signs, or you see out of the corner of your eye the runner is stealing second. But if you got 1 or 2 strikes, boy, it is tough to just lay off. And he wallops one way back into deep left field near the 390 marker, and it's going to be caught for the out. Benito Ozuna will now bat with 2 down and a runner at first base. He's 0 for 1. He flied to right, and he swings and misses. Ozuna, very notorious for making a pretty mean salsa. Base runners beware. He's got a good strong arm, and he just lined a clean single into left field. And now they got the runner. He got caught between second and third, and out he goes. So an outstanding job. It'll be an outfield assist for the left fielder. And at the end of 3.5, it's still 11-1 Sea Dawgs. Jeff Lowry back here from the ballpark. We are heading now to the home half of the fourth inning. As you get a look at the Portland Sea Dawgs, they are on their way quite possibly, though there's still a lot of baseball left, but they're still quite possibly on their way to a 3-win, no-loss start here in round-robin play of the 40 and over Mountain Division. We go to the home half of inning number 4. Sea Dawgs batted around, and now 67 batting for the first time. They batted around in that third inning and producing 8 runs. Here's a pop-up that the third baseman will make a running catch. Moriali, 1 down. So Morreale with the catch at third base, one up and one down. And the batter is going to be Luque. Sac fly in the first and a two-run triple, a ball that nearly got out of here. He hit it about 343 feet in the air. And so he's up there for the third time. Bottom half of the fourth inning. Next up for the Sea Dogs is Sencal Nuts, part of the 40 and over Mountain Division. And you're watching the 2025 MSBL World Series from Salt River Fields in Scottsdale. So a one-out walk, and now number 45 comes to the plate. He had an RBI single in the 8-run third. When the Sea Dogs batted around, this one gets away from the catcher. Not much he could do. He got handcuffed. And so the runner will go down to second. A beautiful day for our national pastime. 2 balls on number 45 here. And that almost got him. Well, you'd think a 10-run lead would be safe, but it's only the bottom of the fourth inning, though. This game is really dragged out. Carl Cox has thrown a lot of pitches. He's somewhere around 100, maybe 100, 105 at this point. And we're only in the fourth inning. He's had 2 innings where he's been over 30 pitches. The first inning and that third inning was probably closer to 40. Here's a fly ball out in the left field. It's a long run, and he's going to throw it all the way over to first base, but that's going to drop him for a hit. And number 45 has his second hit of the ball game. He's 2 for 3, and now Hernandez, the scheduled hitter. So we have a new pitcher on the mound. And it looks like it's going to be number 19 here. And well, let's see. It takes me just a few seconds to find the numbers because I've got a 3-sheet roster here. So number 19's Ron Andante, the second, out of San Miguel, California, a junk ball pitcher. Runner will take second on the pitch, and that'll be a stolen base, second and third, 1 out. So Carl Cox goes 3 1/3 innings. He was over the century mark in pitches, and so Josh Nichols elects to bring in Andante. Swung on and belted deep into left field. It's over the head of the left fielder. 2 more runs are going to score. It's 13-1. It's an RBI double for Hernandez. 2-run double. And here in the bottom half of the fourth inning, the beat just keeps going for the Portland Sea Dawgs. First pitch in there for a strike. First time up for number 42. Left-handed hitter batting for 19 who struck out, walked, and scored. So a 2-run fourth extends the lead to 13-1. And he swings and wallops one back into deep right field. Reggie's going back. He's looking up, and it's a ground rule double. As it bounces over the fence, the third run of the inning will score, and it's 14-1 on a long RBI double off the bat of number 42. Now Martinez, he goes after the first pitch and pops it up. Josh Nichols will make the one-handed grab, and that's out number 2. All right, here's number 2, the final hitter in the batting order for the Portland Sea Dawgs. Ball 1 to him. Runner at second, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Check of the runner, the pitch to the plate, and that hit him. That is the 2nd time in a row he's been hit. That is the 3rd Sea Dog batter to get hit. And now they're going to add a batter to the bottom of the order, it looks like, and that ball hit him. So 28 heads down to first base, and now the bases are loaded. Full of Portland Sea Dawgs. We go back to the top of the order and Mickey Martin. And he lines one into left field. That's a base hit. 1 run will score. Here's the throw to the plate, and it won't be in time, and the runners will move up to second and third. 2-run single for Martin. He has 4 RBIs. He has scored 2 runs. Actually, I think he scored a couple as a courtesy runner. And runners are at second and third with 2 out. It's a 4-run inning, and it's 15-1. 15-1. And this one popped straight back and out of play. Just below our camera well here at Salt River Fields in Scottsdale. Opened up in 2011. I'll tell you, to be quite honest, I think this is my favorite spring training. This one in Sloan. I still love Hohokam. That stadium's about 25 years young, as this one gets away from the catcher. Second and third, 2 outs. 4 runs have scored. Make it 5 runs have scored. And it's 16-1. Martin at second base. All he's done has been hit by a pitch, went 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Grounded hard to the shortstop. He's up with it. He one-hops, throws to first, and he got him. He's out. So a nice scoop down there by Josh Nichols, and we are heading to the 5th inning. They score 5 and lead 16-1. First pitch swinging and a line drive, base hit out into left center field. So Armand with a hit to left field. And the courtesy runner is the last batted out, and that was Ozuna. So a leadoff single for Armand. And now the batter is Morreale. That's a strike. So we're in the top of the 5th inning. 16-1. Man, I think this has been a shocker for everybody. And a wave and a miss. Here's the throwdown. Did they get him? That was very close, and I thought he was out, and he's been called out. Caught stealing. An outstanding job on a snap throw down the first base by the Portland Sea Dawgs backstop. So a strike him out, throw him out situation, and now batting for the first time is Steve Healy out of Bakersfield, California. Says he does not know Buck Owens. Wears the T. Goosey #1 jersey in memory of his late nephew, who passed away as a young teen long before his time. That was 2 years ago. The young man... I can't read the handwriting. I'm sorry. Got a little blurry. I think it got a little water on here somehow. That's a swing and a miss, a strikeout. and that'll retire the side. So he faces 3, and we head to the home half of inning number 5, and it's all Portland. You're watching the 2025 MSBL World Series on APN Sports. Well, Portland's coming back up there, and they have had scoring innings in 3 of the first 4 innings. 33 will start things off, and a called strike to him. 5th inning action, 16 in favor of the Portland Sea Dawgs, 1 for the BTOP Ballers. The BTOP Ballers stands for Baseball Therapy for Optimal Performance. You can find them on social medias, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. As this one is lifted in the air, right field. This is a long run, nice running catch, and there's one down. Fine defensive play out in right field, and now the next batter up is going to be Memmert, the cleanup hitter. Adam Bevins taking over in right field. Actually, this is number 67 batting for the second time. He popped up to the third baseman back in the 4th. He grounds one to shortstop. That ball will be fielded by Andy, and he will throw him out, and there's 2 down. So a couple of quick outs here. Ball 1, the count to, I believe it is Luque. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Well, the BTOP Ballers need a quick inning here. That's grounded foul. Yeah, a lot of social medias surrounding this team. Currently over 1,200 members in private Facebook group from across the entire flat earth. Josh Nichols, Kevin Rudnicki, the 2, I guess, co-managers. And this one is popped up, and this is going to be a foul ball. Ready with the next pitch. Way outside. Second inning of work for Ron Andante. Or Andante. We're in the home half of the 5th inning. And he lost him, ball 4. And that wasn't Luque. That was your starting pitcher for the Portland Sea Dawgs, drawing the walk. Now 45, who has 2 hits, 2 runs. He's had an RBI single, and he's also reached on an error. He takes a strike. 16-1, bottom half of inning number 5. Sea Dawgs batting, and they've got the lead. And here's a drive out in the center field. This is a long run, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. So even with 2 outs, they able to muster a rally here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hit number 15 for the Sea Dawgs, and it'll be Hernandez for the 4th time. He had a 2-run double his last time up. First and second occupied. And there's 2 out here in the home half of the 5th inning. Salt River Fields in Scottsdale. Gosh, this is a really beautiful ballpark. Sloan, both these parks were built around the same time, and yeah, Sloan's got a lot of character, and it's kind of nice with this field. If you walk around the facility, I mean, they've got kind of a World War II memorial, kind of a replica of Pearl Harbor Bay out there. It's really nice. And then the fields are immaculate, and they've got, a stream water flowing all through the facility. It's just they did a really great job here. And the 2025 World Series looks like they're all set. It'll be the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. Blue Jays trying to win their third World Championship in 3 tries. And the Dodgers have won a few more than that. That's inside ball 4. And now the bases are loaded. So Hernandez heads down there. And here's 42 batting for the second time. He had a ground rule double. Or I guess they're calling it an automatic double now. It's not a ground rule, but I think I'm going to stay old school. Bases loaded with 2 out. This part of the lineup has produced a total of 3 runs. Number 19 had a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored, and number 42 now batting. You could tell he was trying to get out in front and barrel that thing up like he did the first time back in the 4th. Bases loaded, 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Second inning of work for Ron Andante. He needs an out with the bases loaded, and that one might have got a piece of him. It was ball 4 nonetheless, and that'll force in a run. And it is now 17-1 in favor of Portland. Well, Josh Nichols out there. He's going to make a pitching change. He's going to bring in the starting third baseman, Russell Morreale, out of Buffalo, New York. So Russell will take his final warm-up tosses. Bases remain loaded, a run in, 17-1, and a frustrating day here on APN Video Sports for the BTOP Ballers. Martinez singled twice in his first 2 times up. He had an RBI single, and this one gets away. Let's see if they score the run. And I think that's good sportsmanship there for Portland, not trying to score on that play. And another wild one. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. I think it's got to be very tough when you're coming in, you're on a new mound. You've been playing third base the whole game. 3-0 pitch gets over. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. 7th hitter in the lineup to drive up, and line shot caught by the shortstop. Outstanding play, and that'll retire the side. So a good job there on defense. They give up 1 run and lead 17-1. We're heading to the 6th. Well, we got a new pitcher on the mound here. Number 17, the southpawer, will be in for the Portland Sea Dawgs. So we head now to the top of the 6th inning. Strike called, and 0-1 the count. Curtis Winkle, who made that nice play at shortstop, grounds to the left side of the infield, 1 up and 1 down, and that is now 6 in a row set down by Portland pitching. 1 up and 1 down. Here's John Keeney, the catcher. They've set down 6 in a row. And they've also set down 9 of the last 10. So top of the 6th inning for the BTOP Ballers. And a line drive over the shortstop's head and out into left center field. And a base hit. So John is aboard. He walked his first time. He singles here. Well, let's see if the Ballers can put some runs up on the board. I have a feeling we're not going to get 9 innings in. We're coming up on about the somewhere. Well, let's see what the time is. We played about 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's been some long innings. Chris batting for the first time in that AB position. And he's up there trying to get something going with a runner at first and 1 out. Good eye up there, a patient hitter. He's out of Omaha, Nebraska. Popped up, but this one's going to be backing out of play. Top of the 6th inning, 1 out, 1 on. New pitcher on the mound, the southpawer, and here's a shot past the infield that was playing him to really pull, and a line drive single. First and second now for the BTOP Ballers, and this is going to be Roy Marino batting for the first time. First pitch outside, ball 1. Well, it would be nice if the Ballers could produce a couple of runs here. Fans having a good time just below us here at Salt River Fields. Trying to start the wave. With this capacity crowd here at the winter home of the Colorado Rockies and the local team, the Arizona Diamondbacks, who was in the World Series 2 years ago, believe it or not. And that one is high and away. A couple of balls on Marino. He is batting in that final spot, and A-being with Ron Andante, the current pitcher for the Ballers. That's a strike. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a drive in the center. Nope, shallow center. And it's going to be caught by the second baseman, 2 down. Well, nice play out there at second. So we go back to the top of the order, and one of their top athletes, one of their top players, center fielder, Andy Gangloff. Oh for 2 as he's looking for his first hit. And he swings and hits one in the air to left field, a routine play. And the side is retired. So we go to the home half of the 6th inning. A fly ball to left retires the top of the 6th inning. And the Sea Dawgs will be coming up next. And they own a 17-1 lead. So with Roger Bamus, Jeff Lowry back here from Salt River Field. Well, it's time for our trivia question. Let's see, do we have a new pitcher out there? Nope, it is Russell Morreale in his 2nd inning of work. And first up is going to be number 2. He swings and pops one up. First base side, and it's going to be out of play. Good try over there. That's in there for a called strike. You know, I saw this the other day. It's an interesting statistic, and I would have never really thought about it this way, but what player has broken up as this one is lined over the head of the third baseman in the left field, a base hit? So what player, as number 2 is aboard again, and number 28 is going to bat for the second time. We're in the 6th inning, bottom half of the 6th, 17-1. So a leadoff single for number 2 in the Portland Sea Dawgs lineup. What player broke up at least 81 no-hitters with a home run? It's a bit of a trick question because, you know, if you lead off a game with a home run, you broke up the no-hitter. And by virtue of his 81 leadoff home runs, which occurred when the opposing pitcher had clearly not yet allowed a hit, Ricky Henderson. That's ball 4. So 2 are on here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. So here's our trivia question. Who is the only player in baseball history, Major League Baseball history, as this looks like 18 now batting, 18 at the plate, 2 on, no outs. Who is the only player in MLB history to play for all 4 original expansion franchises and only those franchises? So a hit by pitch loads the bases. That is the 4th time that a Portland Sea Dog hitter has been hit by a pitch. And now Martin, he's been red hot. So again, who's the only player in Major League Baseball history to play for all 4 original expansion franchises and only those franchises? Well, I can give you a hint. He's a Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame pitcher. Martin has driven in 4. He swings and hits one out in the center field, dropping for a hit, and that will score another run. They'll throw to third, not in time. Martin with his 3rd consecutive hit. He's been on base 4 times. He's had 3 RBI at-bats, and that makes it 18-1. Martin 3 for 4 on the morning, and a ground ball shortstop, second one, and Martin goes in hard, and the relay to first is not in time. That'll go as a fielder's choice, another RBI, another run scored. It's 19-1. Martin, erased at second, has 5 RBIs. He's driven in runs in 3 separate at-bats. Now number 33 at the plate. Walk, single, and a couple of flyouts. He's 1 for 3. 2 runs scored, though. Portland got off to a 3-0 start, and they really haven't looked back. Almost like he wanted that ball to hit him. He just kind of held his elbow up there. 2 strikes on him. Still only 1 out. That's ball 4. So that question, as 37 comes to the plate, and we're going to get probably another pitching change here. And Josh Nichols, the manager, the general manager of the Ballers, is going to toe the rubber here. He'll be the 4th pitcher used here for the BTOP Ballers. But that question, 4 original expansion franchises. So I guess, and I know the answer to this, but you know, he played for 4 teams that were original franchises. And then, he didn't go to the Reds or the Yankees or the Red Sox. He only played for teams that were expansion teams. So I'll give you the answer when we get into the 7th inning. Here's number 67 at the plate. He's a Hall of Fame pitcher, one of my all-time favorite players. Hall of Famer that never won the Cy Young and never won a World Series championship. There's another hint. Well, we're batting here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 2 runs have scored, making it 19-1. And this one is going to stay in play, but it's way foul, and a nice effort there by the first baseman to no avail. Ray Marino out of Hockley, Texas, now doing the honors at first base. He played last year with the Houston Cyclones, who we will see in week 3 of this tournament, who lost in the finals to the Yonder Travelers, the team that beat the Ballers in the semifinals. A pretty good season last year for this team. Here's a line smash, and that ball will drop in for a base hit. The throw comes back into second, and the runner will score. This is the 3rd run of the inning, and it's 20-1. RBI hit for our infamous number 67. So now the batter is the starting pitcher today. Today's starting pitcher, number 10, inside the batter's box against Josh Nichols. And still only 1 out. 3 runs have scored, and it's 20-1 Portland. Hammered down the line, but it's foul. And he rockets one into right field, and it's going to be caught in the air. So a nice job. And he got the ball back in quickly. That was a key. So there's now 2 down in the inning. And this is number 45 batting once again. He has singled 3 times. He has scored 2. He's driven in 1. And here's a looper base hit. That's the 19th hit of the ball game. 2 runs are going to score. It's a 2-run hit, his 2nd and 3rd RBIs, and they'll be at 2nd and 3rd. So 2 more runs come across, and it's 22-1. A 4-hit day for number 45. Hernandez, the due up hitter here, and he takes a strike. He's 1 for 3 with a 2-run double, a run scored, and a walk in 4 plate appearances. That's a swing and a miss. Good pitch, 0-2 on Hernandez. That was a sharp breaking, I don't know, was that the curve or was that a cut fastball? Tough to tell from this distance. Grounded hard and in the center field. So 1 run will score. They'll go station to station. So it's turned into a 7-run inning, and it's now 24-1. Check that, 6 runs have scored. It's 23-1. And now 42, who bounced one over the right field wall his first time up. That was back in the 4th inning. That drove in a run. Then he forced in a run when he drew the base on balls last inning in the 5th. We're in the bottom of the 6th. I don't think we're even going to get to the 8th because we're coming up on that 3-hour time limit. Jeff Lowry from Salt River Fields. It's been a one-sided game, unfortunately. But we like to thank Josh for setting up today's broadcast, Brian Ferrelli. And he topped that one, skies it way out in the center field, and the catch is going to be made, and that is out number 3. So a 6-run inning extends the lead to 23-1. We go to the top of the 7th inning, and we'll be back from Salt River Fields in just a moment. Yeah, second inning of work for the lanky southpawer, number 17. Looks like a shorter Chris Sale. Swing and a miss. So first up is going to be Kevin Rudnicki, co-manager of the team, and he sends one out into left center field. This is playable and dropped by the center fielder. And Kevin will head into second base on a 2-base error. E8 is the official call on that one, and now Dennis Grass, who's 1 for 2, and he takes ball 1. All right, the answer to the trivia question: who's the only player to play for all 4 original expansion franchises and only those franchises? And here's a ball hit into left field. A heads-up base running by Kevin. He had the leap over the ball, and he will score without a throw. It's an RBI single for Dennis, and it's 23-2. Now Josh Nichols, and he grounds one hard, and that's a fair ball down the left field line. Here's the runner from first heading to third. Nichols is going to head into second, and he's got a double. So they'll be at second and third. Still nobody out here. A run is in, and here's a ground ball down to first, but a foul ball. So the BTOP Ballers getting something going here. It's a tough left-hander. That's high, 1-1. Well, the answer to the question is Nolan Ryan. Ryan pitched for the Angels and the Rangers, who entered the AL in 1961. Well, the Rangers didn't. Technically, I guess, did not. They were the Washington Senators in 1961. They didn't become the Rangers, I want to say, 72 maybe. And I used to know all this stuff. That's what happens when you get a little older. And the Mets and the Astros, who also began in 1962. Now, he didn't come into the majors until the late 60s. BTOP Ballers with 2 on and nobody out. And here's a high fly ball out into center field and deep, and he's dropped it again. 1 run will score, and they're going to wave the second run home. Now they hold him up very wisely. Martin's got a good arm. That's going to be a sacrifice fly. RBI for Ozuna. And an error, another error on the center fielder, and we got a new pitcher on the mound. 2 runs have scored, making it 23-3. And now Armand Moeller at the plate. Out of Staten Island, New York. I just found your bio. Acquired his first W with the Ballers against the Indian Classic team. He's a former Division I pitcher out of Florida State University. He's a Seminole. Did you know Warren Spahn, I've seen this one before, In his 21-year career, Warren Spahn, I just saw this, 363 base hits. He had the same total of base hits, as that's a strikeout, and there's 2 down. Same amount of victories as he did base hits. He had 363 hits as a major league hitter, and probably one of the better all-time hitting pitchers. Ground ball to first base, and they'll throw on to first, and they'll get the out. And there is now 2 down in the inning. And here is Steve Healy batting for the second time. Good fastball there. Let's see if Steve can extend this inning. We're past the 3 hours. Yes, we are. And it's all Portland right now. That's a called strike. And a line drive into right field. Did he make the catch? He certainly did. And that's the ball game. So our final score, 23-4. The Portland Sea Dawgs move to 3-0 in this 2025 MSBL World Series. And so for Roger Bemis, Jeff Lowry from the ballpark saying so long, everybody.